course,
going
of
to
course.
prison, getting my head shaved, and being in a having a male cellmate and getting it is a very real possibility. Hello,
Hello.
hello.
How is it going? Yes, I would love to hear about your story. So what happened? How did you end up arrested? That's really the
I was
question everybody wants to
uppity.
know.
I was too
What,
uppity.
you're
Yeah,
too uppity.
I, I was too uppity. It's recording right now, right?
It is recording. It is. It is.
Okay. Yeah. I was too uppity.
Yeah. What does that
I,
mean?
I mean, well, I sent like okay, so these people made the law. I sent the letters to everyone who made the law, like all of the Florida state representatives, all 160 of them, plus
Hmm.
DeSantis, plus the attorney general. I sent them each a letter saying, "Hey, I think your law is like stupid, and I'm gonna break it because it's evil,
Yeah.
and come get me." And I attached a picture, and I told them the time I was gonna do it, and I didn't really think they were gonna do it because, I mean, it's such horrible optics. I thought, no, they wouldn't do that. They're not that stupid, you know.
Yeah.
But they
What
arrested
actually
me.
happened? Like you just showed up and like they arrest you immediately, or like
Like, so not immediately. I I'm actually very usually a late person, but I got there
yeah,
like minutes early. It was at 2:53, and I was supposed to be arrested at 3 or whatever. And so
yeah,
I get up there and I'm at the place, and like I'm because it's like the second floor. It's on the second floor. You have to like go upstairs,
yeah,
and I'm at the bathroom, and like I'm walking. I'm not in the bathroom. I just walk like in the hallway where the bathroom is, and there these people come up to me. These police officers. They're like, "Are you Marcy Rankin?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "You cannot. We're gonna trespass you from the bathroom. You cannot go in the bathroom." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then
yeah.
I walked in the bathroom. Then
Are you drinking from a coconut?
yeah, I'm drinking from a coconut.
What the heck? Oh my gosh, that's based. That's based. Okay, not sorry to distract, but so they basically said you can't go in there. You went in there anyway, and then like
Coconut is very salty.
they were very salty because you
No,
were too
the
uppity.
coconut is very salty.
Oh, the coconuts are salty. I'm not a huge fan of coconuts, so I've never like drank one. Are
Oh,
they like
you could just drink out of them. Like I got a drill. I don't own a drill, it's my friend's drill, and I drilled
okay?
a hole through the coconut. That was the delay today. I'm a little bit late. So I'm like half an hour late, and it's the coconut mainly.
Real. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right?
You gotta do
Um,
what you gotta do.
you got to do what you got to do. But okay, okay. So one question I have is like, were the cops mean about it, or were they kind of like, I
It
think
depends.
this is stupid, you think this is stupid, but like, it's my job.
It depends on the officer. I will say there was one guy in this hat, this one officer who was real giddy about it. He was real like laughing. He was real excited to, get the uppity trannies, but
Yeah,
um
laughing at you or laughing like
like laugh
with
like
you.
just sort of, I wasn't like telling a joke or anything. He was just kind of laughing. He seemed real excited. But
Oh, like he was excited to be arresting you.
yeah, yeah.
He's like,
But
this is my dream. I fantasize about throwing trans women in handcuffs every night.
many
Sorry. That was inappropriate. That was
there's definitely many such cases with in terms with like the chasers oftentimes being like, very homophobic.
yeah.
I don't watch pornography. I'm actually kind of anti porn, but I I've seen statistics that like the places where people watch the most trans porn are in red states. This is
Yeah.
a real phenomenon.
I've
Yeah,
seen that as well. And you mentioned you're anti-porn.
yeah.
And I guess that kind of ties in with you being religious. So I
Yeah.
guess I'm curious, like, how that has kind of tied into this journey, right? Like, you're religious in a time where it seems like a lot of religious people don't really mess with you. You know what I mean, right? So yeah, I want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah. That's the way I did it if I wasn't a religious person. I very much believe in loving my enemies.
Yeah,
And I love the people who arrested me. As I was in handcuffs, I was chatting with one of the women who was one of the women police officers, and we were talking about her chickens. You
Oh
know,
my gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's got chickens. I think that's cool. But like, I love my enemies, and I think I think transgenderism is eventually going to be seen as just what it is, which is a condition that you cannot control, you know, and you're just treating it by transitioning. Gender dysphoria isn't something you can control. It's just it's a part of you, you know. It's not really a choice. And I think eventually it's going to be seen that way because I mean historically the Catholic Church was cool with trannies. If you look at like the eunuchs, you know, the Catholic Church used to have like eunuch choirs, you know,
Yeah.
old fashioned version of transgender or whatever. But, you know, historically, the Catholic Church has been cool with them. I think in any way that it hasn't been lately, it's been sort of like co opted by some like reactionaries or whatever. But if you look at the Catholic Church's teaching now, they just clarified like a couple weeks ago that like if someone has extreme dysphoria, it's not a sin for them to transition, or at least it's not
Yeah.
mortal, you know.
Yeah.
I've talked to
And
priests that are mortal. They say that the way I'm doing it at least doesn't fulfill the conditions of mortal sin before.
what does that mean? Like I am not really super well versed in like the religious lore. So
Okay, so
what is like what's a mortal sin?
there's venial sin and there's mortal sin. Mortal sin is like sin that could get you sent to hell. It's like a really big one, you know.
Okay. That's
Venial,
like murder or like eating
yeah.
shellfish or like
No, shellfish are cool. We can eat shellfish.
oh, okay.
That's the I don't know. That's Jewish people who can't eat shellfish, but we're not.
Oh, got you, got you, got you, got you.
Some of us are ethnically Jewish and Catholics. There's a lot of great Catholics who are ethnically Jewish, but the Catholic Church as a whole is not like religiously Jewish.
Oh,
so,
gotcha. Okay.
but like we can't like fornicate or whatever. Or
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Um, can I ask a question on that line of thinking and the church line of thinking?
yeah.
So, like, Catholicism is cool with trans people, right?
Well, not universally. It's still
Oh,
being discussed. It's not 100%. I
yeah,
personally,
yeah.
yeah, I'm cool. I think, I honestly think, yeah.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask, what does the church say about like who you should date as a trans person? But I understand that's like a weird question, so you can
Yeah,
tell me to fuck off. But like,
women. I should date women, which is I'm more attracted to men, and so I like struggle with that. But I'm still somewhat attracted to women, so I'm gonna try to date women more. But
so it's
um,
like the
I,
biological like underlying
I don't know.
sex
There's
line.
I'm not a philosopher, and
Yeah.
I could be wrong about my interpretation of the morality of transgenderism. And this isn't, you know, me being trans isn't a moral endorsement of transgenderism. It isn't a moral statement as much as it's just like this is me treating it like a real struggle. You
Yeah.
know, it's me treating myself. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's care.
Real, 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 real. Okay, so back to the reason at hand that we're on the call today. What was it actually like being arrested? Like what happened when they like threw you in the car, took you off? Like what was that process
Oh yeah.
like?
Oh yeah. So first they were like they walked me down to the police station. They're like, we're gonna give you a notice to appear, which means I'm still getting like they're still charging me with a crime. But it's just like
Yeah.
you go appear for the judge you're on your own. It's just kind of like, you know, and it kind of felt like the easy way out because they were saying, you know, we'll just give you a notice to appear if you don't go back there. And I was like, you know, maybe I will go back there. Who knows? You don't know what I'm capable of. Maybe will go use the women's bathroom. Maybe you'll have to jail me.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we're gonna jail you. And then they like took away my purse and they like put me in handcuffs. And then for a while they were still processing me. So I was just sitting in a chair in handcuffs and like my handcuffs were behind the chair and I was just kind of like stuck there, just kind of like trying to kill the time talking about chickens.
Yeah.
And
Oh, talking with the cop?
talking with the cops.
Yeah.
And then two other police officers brought me this one kind of handsome Italian man and this woman, not Luigi Mangione, a different
Yeah.
handsome Italian. But then there was this woman who was also very nice to me. She like patted me down and shit, but she was very kind about it. Um, I laugh when they've patted me down. It feels weird being patted down. I think like at least to me, like I'm very ticklish. Like
Yeah.
it feels weird. And yeah, they patted me down and I would say they threw me in the back of the car, but they'd be hyperbolic. They put me in the back of the car, but it was very cramped and very tight. And I talked to them as they were driving me to the jail of like, do you think this law is right? But they were like, dude, you can't break the law, you know? And I think most police officers don't think about like, hey, is a law moral? Am I going to enforce it because it's moral? They just enforce the laws no matter what. They're just following orders, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think that makes,
That's never been used harmfully in the past before.
yeah, but that's the thing though. Like, they're good people. They just don't, I don't think they really. I don't know what they could have done, but because they're
Yeah.
being bosses. But yeah, it's morally wrong. I think to arrest people for being transgender, I think that's crazy. But
No, definitely.
I mean, they both thought the law was wrong. I
Yeah.
think. I mean, when I was in jail, and I would like people, guards and stuff, like ask you, hey, what are you in for? Because they're curious. It's like a little, it's like how when people in college they're like, oh, hey, what's your major? What's your sign? You know,
Yeah.
they're like, what are you in for? But like they asked me what I was in for, and I was like, oh, using the women's bathroom. And they either were like, oh, or there were some people who just like burst out laughing, like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Oh
even the
my
people
God.
who were holding me in prison were just like, what the, or in jail. We were just like, what the,
Yeah.
so weird. Yeah,
So how long
and
were you in there?
for like 25 hours. It was from
25 hours.
because I was arrested at 2:50 or like probably like 3 o'clock, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You stay, and I got out like 4:34 or something like that. My phone was dead when I got out, so I had to like walk to a Wendy's to like charge my phone.
Yeah. How was that like in your like for your personal life? Getting arrested. Did your family know
My
what you were
parents,
going to do?
I kind of hinted at it, but my parents are warriors. They I didn't want them to be on. I didn't want to be on the trip the whole time, and then just be like, I can't believe you're going to jail. Like,
Yeah.
and I didn't think I was gonna go to jail. I thought it was gonna be a nothing burger, but like I kind of had like the sinking feeling of like, what if I go to jail? And I did go to jail, and it kind of felt like the whole time. Like, you ever watch South Park?
I've seen an episode or two, but I don't watch it like consistently.
Yeah, but you know how like there's the theme at the end where it's like, there's a fun theme where the server's like ba ba da ba da ba ba da ba da ba, and then it's like at the end it's like slow down. It's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it kind of felt like that. It was just like I was like as I was getting out, I was just like, what the fuck just happened to me?
Yeah. Did you feel
Like, what the fuck just
unsafe
happened?
in there?
I mean, I didn't have any male stuff, so most of the time I just kind of alone. But yeah, I mean, that was with like dangerous people. Like I didn't have any soulmates, so I was lucky. I don't know if that was an intentional choice or if they were being very charitable to me, but I didn't have any soulmates. I was lucky, but yeah, the whole thing was just horrible. It was really gross. It was just disgusting, and it was like it felt it's like you're in a cage and you can't leave, and like you never really know what it's like to have no agency until you have like absolutely no agency. Like I couldn't do anything, I couldn't leave, and like there's never been a place where it's like I can't leave. Like obviously there are times where there's social pressures, like, oh, if I leave I get in trouble, but you still have the freedom of, oh, if I really wanted to, I could leave. This is like the
Yeah.
first time in my life where it's like if I really wanted to, I couldn't leave. I was stuck.
Yeah. And I'm sure that felt like really scary.
Oh, I was crying like half the time. I was like bawling. Like I'm a big
Yeah.
pussy. I'm not like one of those like hardened criminals. Like I served my nickel. You come and take this. Like I was like distraught. Like if you look at my mugshot, you can use my mugshot in this or whatever. On my Twitter at Marcy Rankin. All my socials are at Marcy Rankin, but
Yeah, yeah. I'll link you in the description and everything, of course. But
these do.
yeah.
But like yeah, I was distraught. Like it was so horrifying and scary, and it was just like, what the fuck? I was bawling. I prayed a couple rosaries. I started writing letters to DeSantis. I never finished it. I should probably finish it, but because they give you like a little like fucking like golf mini golf pencil or whatever, and
Yeah.
in the back of like the instructions on how to not get raped, because they have like they give you a little piece of paper so you know how to not get raped. So I
That's
don't.
crazy.
Here's
How
some
to
basic
not get
information about
raped
rape.
pamphlet.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they give you. Like, because I'm glad I didn't have a male cellmate. Otherwise, like, but yeah, I could have a male cellmate when I go to prison, because I'm gonna probably go to prison long term for like a couple
So
months, which is long. I consider that long. Yeah.
what does that look like? You went to jail for the one night, and now what? You have another court date, and then they're gonna like sentence you, or like
May. Yeah, well,
May
because the other
8th,
thing,
May 8th.
I can't speak too much in legal details, but
Of
me
course,
going
of
to
course.
prison, getting my head shaved, and being in having a male cellmate and getting raped is a very real possibility.
The head shave thing, is that like a standard
That,
policy for prisons?
for Florida, like that's something that would happen to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
Um,
that's that's really screwed up. Do you have like a legal fund going? Like again, I'll link anything in the description, but like
I might. I don't have a legal fund going, but I would love. I might actually start something where people can just like Venmo me money, because I'm like broke, and like this is taking up so much time and energy. It's probably gonna be hard for me to like do work and school and stuff. And I mean,
and lawyers are really expensive.
yeah, but I'm getting helped. I have some friends at ACLU, and they're helping me out. I can't discuss my lawyers too much,
Of course. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not entirely. No, we're not sure if they're gonna represent me or if someone else is gonna represent me. But
But you're protected. You'll be
I'm
protected.
protected. Yeah, emotional and mad, and I was just like, screw it. I'm gonna break the law. Like, I mean, I think people need to focus on how young I am. Like, I'm 20. Like, I'm 20. I'm not like some weathered activist. I'm not some intellectual philosopher.
Yeah.
This 20-year-old kid who just thought the law was stupid and I broke it, and now I'm gonna rot in a cell. That's Trump's America. Like,
Yeah.
like
And
part of the reason I did it is I knew that if I didn't get arrested now, I was going to get arrested later.
yeah. And do you feel like that's a risk for like you specifically or trans people in general or
Oh
like
yeah,
a
all of
wider
us.
category? Like
They're
who
gonna
do you
come
kind
for
of
all
see
of us.
as being impacted?
They're gonna come for all of us. Like, like hopefully this is like a setback, but like Michael Knowles gave a speech a couple like years ago, like 2 years ago at CPAC, to thunderous applause, saying how we need to eradicate transgenderism. Like, this is what these policies are. They're based on this. And he says, "Oh, I don't want to really eradicate transgender people." But of course he said that, because he can't legally say that. He wants to eradicate transgender people, though. I think all these people do. I think that's the end goal, and it's very sad. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen so many like violent comments about us, of like people saying like, if they were in the bathroom, they would have given me a whooping, and I would have walked out in a body bag. And it's like, yeah, that's the consequences of this kind of rhetoric. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And one thing I've seen as well is that like primarily it's butch cis women that are being like physically assaulted like in the bathrooms more often than not. They're accused of being trans women and then they're like beaten
Mm-hmm.
up or like harassed. And I don't know. I agree with you. It's an issue that definitely needs to get solved one way or another. I hope your court case helps more than
Mm-hmm.
hurts. And specifically,
Yeah.
I hope that like you're able to like get through this with less lifelong trauma than you're anticipating. Um,
The trauma thing already gonna happen. Like, I'm
well,
gonna
I
like
imagine a
now when I
lot more is coming if
like
you're about to go get raped in prison.
yeah, oh yeah, that probably will
Yeah.
happen.
Well, I'm saying hopefully you don't go to
It's better
prison.
not to think
Hopefully
about it. It's better not
you're
to
right.
think
You're right.
about.
You're
Let's
right.
just
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh God.
No, it's okay. You don't need to apologize.
This is just so like screwed though. Sorry, I'm like in my head. Okay, one question people are going to want to know is like, why were you in Florida? Not to compare you to Kyle Rittenhouse, but was this like a Rittenhouse situation where you're like 30 miles away, or are you like going to school there? Did you would say like Florida's the worst state for trans bills? Let me go fuck them up. Like, what was how did you end up in
I
Florida?
love Florida. I love Florida. I don't want to like
Don't
dox
dox
myself too
yourself.
much.
Don't dox yourself. Yeah, 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 yeah.
My family owns property down there, and I was at that
Yeah.
property. Like, I was like on my family's property,
Yeah. Oh, like
and
spring break or
uh,
something.
yeah, for spring break, and I was just going back down there. I have family down there and stuff, and I was just, yeah, I like to. I've spent probably collectively like at least a year in Florida. I spent a lot of my life in Florida, and yeah, like it's a home, like to me. Like Florida's like home. Like I go to the restaurants and people know me. I go to the golf courses, people know, or the mini golf courses. I'm not rich.
Yeah.
The mini golf courses, people know me. Like I have friends there. And I think it's kind of my favorite state. Maybe not so much anymore. I don't know. I might have to
Yeah.
reevaluate, but you know, now like that state put me in a cell. All these people were my friends. Like they live in a state where it's like illegal for me to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like what the heck? And
Like that's
yeah,
terrifying.
yeah, it was pretty horrible. Like I think I could
Yeah.
try it and be like, haha. Maybe I do that a little bit, but like the whole situation was awful. It was awful. Yeah.
Yeah. You might not know the answer, but I'm curious if it's because it was like a government building, if that's why they like enforced it, or
Yeah,
if,
it was probably why. That was probably, because I was the thing is, these laws, they're supposed to make us scared, but they're not. It optically looks bad if it actually gets enforced. And I did it in the most uppity way. I was just like, yeah, I just told them what I was going to do and where I was going to do it, and I was very uppity about it. So of course it was going to be enforced upon me. Yeah. Like I was very clear about it. I told them exactly what was going on.
yeah,
That's civil disobedience, baby. And
definitely.
I didn't
So,
get famous, by the way. Like, I guess I'm famous now, but like, this is like an unintended consequence. And I'm like, wow, I don't know. Every time I've Googled my name my whole life, like nothing came up. Now stuff comes up. It's
yeah.
like, wow.
No, now you're
Yeah.
all over. I
Yeah.
am
For real.
curious. Do you intend on trying to utilize this attention for other ventures, or like, do you want to be in the public eye? Do you not really want to be in the public eye? What's kind of your future outlook on this?
I mean, I don't really have a choice. I'm gonna be in the public eye, and to sort of just go back and be cowardly and be like, "Oh, hey, guys, don't look at me." You know, might as well. I might as well use
Yeah,
this to take a. And I guess I said on my first interview with like the Tampa Bay Times with Romy when I first got out. Romy's the name of the reporter. I said like, I'm not an activist. And I wasn't an activist. When I did this, I really
yeah,
wouldn't consider myself an activist. I was just like a normal college student who's pissed off. But I guess now I'm an activist. This is something I do now. This is something that happened to me. So, yeah,
yeah. Well,
I can be an
that's
activist.
that's exciting. How do you feel about being an activist?
Um, I don't know. I guess I have to like be influencing and like posting stuff and like saying that this is bad. I might stage some more protests. I don't know. I should probably keep hush hush on that though. But I think it would be great.
Yeah,
Everyone was saying on the Reddit, and I'm on the internet. I've been getting on the internet. I'm not on the internet, but I'm the internet's now. But like
yeah,
everyone was saying, we got to get a bunch of trans men, like get like 100 trans men in like the women's bathroom. What a scene that
yeah.
would cause. And they couldn't
True.
do
That that
anything
that
about it.
would cause a scene.
I think it would be great if we did that, because the point is to arrest us. The point is to make us scared, to get us to be assaulted. The point isn't actually to make the bathrooms more safe. And I think that would be great if the visuals, the optics of 100 trans men in the women's bathroom, wouldn't that be crazy? I think that would be great. I think we need to do that. I remember Saul Alinsky. I read his book. Well, I listened to his audio. I read his book, like actually read his book, but I listened to his audio book the other day, and he talked about um, when he was going up against the city of Chicago, and and there was like something about African American rights. He had this idea of, what if, how people go on airplanes and they're like holding it the whole time because they don't want to use like the airport lavatory, the airplane out lavatory, so they wait for the airport, then they make a beeline, right? What
Mm,
if someone just like, I don't know, like if we got like he was saying like, what if we just had someone to block all of the bathrooms, like everyone was in the bathrooms all at once? It would just be complete chaos and pandemonium. What if we got a bunch of trans men to block all the women's bathrooms? I think that would be great, but I
real.
think it would become like a protest, like an airport. I don't know. This is just stuff I'm spitballing. I love Solinsky. He would do protests where he would find some organization was discriminating against black people. They wouldn't hire black people. And he heard some offhand comment from like their CEO about black people being watermelon munchers. And so he would get like 100 black people to go into the store with watermelons and like just sit there, you
Yeah.
know? But I mean,
What
what a
what was
scene
that
though,
book
right?
called? That is a scene.
Um,
What's that book called?
Rules for Radicals. He's not the best person morally. Like, I think he's actually kind of evil, but he's a genius because he worked with
Evil
the mob and stuff.
Maxing?
I don't evil Max, but he worked with the mob and stuff, and he learned political organization tactics from like how the mob operates.
That's crazy. He's like, I'm a political activist. My activism is the Italian mob.
I'm a bit Italian, and
Oh
I have
my
a lot of friends in
gosh.
Chicago who actually are like who actually like knew him and stuff, or knew stuff, or
Really?
like they knew him. Yeah, Chicago's like it's a big city. It's a huge city. It's an amazing city, but it's a
Is that
small
where you
town.
for is that where you're from?
Chicago,
Chicago?
Illinois. Yeah, small town, Chicago, Illinois. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've heard of it. You
The
may not have heard.
smallest town.
The smallest town,
Yeah.
very teeny tiny.
Very teeny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have a few questions from the community for you. Give me 1 second.
Okay. I know there was some anger from the community at first.
Oh,
Uh,
not my community. My community
okay.
thinks you're based.
Oh,
Let's see.
okay. Cool.
I don't want to ask you ones that I've already asked. So, were there any staff that were trying to look out for you, like a nurse from the medical office? I feel like you said that the cops were generally nice.
I mean, the nurse was like, she was just like, I told her why I was in for, and she was like, what? But these people can't do anything. They're not gonna like
Yeah,
break,
yeah,
and But she was like, oh man, that sucks. I told her to pray for me, and she was like, yeah, I'm gonna pray for you. A lot of people were praying for me. Um,
yeah,
like the guy who took my stuff because that was like his job of like processing people. He saw that I had like some Mary medallions, and I asked him to pray for me, and he did. But they took away my Virgin Mary necklace along with my scapular, which sucks. And I was in jail.
yeah.
I feel like you should be
What's
able to
it?
have, but
No, yeah, I feel like there should be like religious exceptions, especially for like, I know they like to pretend like this is a non-religious country, but you'd think they would let you bring a Christian like memorabilia into a prison
yeah,
when they're like going all Christian nationalist.
yeah. They're
Like
they're
seriously, like
they're
if
arresting me
anything.
because I'm not Christian coded enough, even though I'm like my best friends are missionaries. You know,
Oh my
but like
gosh.
tranny Christian coded. But then they're also like, you can't bring your Christian necklace. I'm like, what is going on?
Arresting young Christians to prove to the world that they're not being Christian enough.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's insane. But let's see. There are more questions. Do you know who reported you to the police? I believe it was you. Uh, what is your hair care
Well, kind
routine?
of.
Oh,
So actually, that's not entirely because I didn't write a letter to the police.
I
You
thought you
know,
wrote the letters to like all the government, kind of.
well, I wrote to legislatures. One of the legislatures had to report me, and it was probably someone who wrote the bill. The ladies who wrote the bill, they ain't responding to comments anymore from reporters. They're probably battening down the hatches. This should be career ending, and it probably will be. Because imagine the attack ads, when they're trying to run for like American Congress, not just Florida Congress, of like, this is the woman who tried to who imprisoned this poor tranny. I mean,
Yeah.
optically, I mean, you see my mugshot, it looks bad. Like that's what they did to me. They made me cry. It was horrible. Jail was horrible. That's what they'll do to any uppity tranny. That's what they did to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think being uppity or not, like, do you think not being uppity would have saved you from being arrested?
Um, like I said earlier, they're going to be arrested now or arrested later. If I wasn't uppity,
True.
I just went in and told them, and I probably wouldn't. I've never gotten a problem before. I'm kind of not to be. Actually, I'm a huge narcissist, so I'm gonna say it. I'm passing and ready. I don't usually get trouble for it. So it was pretty
Yeah.
rare. I've never gotten like police like rolling up, being like, "Hey, you're a transsexual. You can't be in here."
Yeah. No, that's so like that's so crazy to think about. That's like these are things that are actually
Mhm.
happening across America.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. But I know you have to go soon, so I want to get through these community questions. What's your hair care routine?
Do I have good hair?
That's that the community wants to know. What is your hair care routine?
Um, I whenever this comes out, we could send the pictures of it. But I have like, I don't even remember the names of it. It's like I think it's like Olay or no, it's not Olay. It's L'Oreal. There's like the
What color is
healing
it?
one. It's like there's like an orange and a dark purple. I will
Okay.
send you pictures,
Okay.
but it's like it's the bomb. Like it's so good. Like it's one that like is the detangler one, and one that's
Mm.
like the bond repair. Do people think I have good hair? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's awesome. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's taken me a while to grow it. Like it's been like a couple years since I've been transitioned for like 2.5 years, so I'm pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't one of those HRT kids. I wish I was able to be a teenager on
I mean,
HRT
you
or
said wait, when did you say you started?
when I
18?
was 18. Yeah. Like
I hear a
almost,
teen in the number, so it sounds like you did
that's
start in your
true.
teens, girly.
Yeah, that's true. My parents, I love them, but they're more sports fans now. But they were very anti-trans, so you couldn't knock down hormones, And then I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm 18, I'm gonna do what I want. But I came out when I was like 15 or 16.
Yeah. And you'd say they're like
The
better
rest
about
of
it
the
now?
Yeah, they're better about it now. I love my parents. I don't want to shit talk
Yeah, no, no, no. I'm
them.
not.
I
I'm
love
not
them.
asking you to. I'm not asking you to.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to prove to the
But it was a
world that
road.
trans women can have healthy family dynamics too. See,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
that
And
world.
like if they don't accept it right away, like
Wait, you're cutting out. I can't
taking them
understand
last.
you. Wait, what'd you say?
If people don't accept you right away, if people don't accept you right away, if your family doesn't accept you right away, that's okay because they're gonna come around. Like they'll come around, and it'll be okay. It takes a lot of people a while. It took my parents a while, but
Yeah,
now they're really happy. Like they love me a lot. Yeah, I love them.
based. I love that you and your parents have a good relationship. Okay, let's see. Um, what is your opinion on the law which forbids people from using the bathroom which corresponds to their gender identity? Do you think it should be repealed?
Yeah, I mean, a lot.
Wait, you're cutting out. You said yeah. Oh God, I lost you.
Like, yeah,
Oh my.
can you hear me?
I
Can you hear me?
vaguely, kind of. You sound like a robot.
Oh, shoot. Well, we can
There you
wait till
go.
like it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, can you ask the question again? Actually, I forgot about that.
Uh, do you support the laws that ban you from using the bathroom of your gender identity or something like that?
Of course not. Like for real. Like, why would I be supportive of like protesting? Like, I like be like painting me as more of a breaking from the norms a little bit, but I stick with the orthodox in this. I'm actually arrested for peeing. That's why I did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Of course not. Of course I shouldn't be. Yeah.
I guess there is one question I have that might be a little controversial, but I guess I'm curious if you think it is like a blanket gender identity acceptance, or if you think there's some degree of like um passing requiredness for bathrooms, or like how do you like reason that out with the people that are like, I don't want masculine looking people in my bathroom?
Yeah, I think I don't think it should be legally policed, but I think it sort of should be socially policed, and that like if there's a transgender woman who is very weird and acting strange and looks like a man and act like not just talking like a little clocky, but like
Yeah, yeah,
has like
yeah.
a full on like acting weird with if people are causing disruption in space, they shouldn't be there. Like I don't want to cause a disruption in space. I didn't cause a disruption in the space. Normally I just go and wash my hands. I was washing my hands there and they arrested me. They were the ones who caused the disruption. I just want people to be
Yeah.
normal, you know. I didn't go in the
Real.
bathroom straight away. I waited till I was passing more and stuff. And at my church, I don't really even use the women's bathroom. I use like the gender neutral ones because I don't want like offend people. But nowadays, if I go to the bathroom in a public place, like it's not gonna offend people. Like I'm not worried of, oh my gosh, they're gonna be triggered. The
Yeah.
right always likes to talk about, oh, you're triggered, but like people seem to be real triggered by me just being a drone. Like
Real. Real.
people don't seem to be big
Um,
on that. You know,
yeah.
as soon as I get coconuts, getting on hormones, they got real mad.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What's it
Yeah,
like being trans in Florida, and how has this experience changed the way you're going to act in the future, if it is at all?
I'll be real with you. I like when I was having a cocky day one time, I was verbally accosted on the street, and it was just like in Florida, and I was just like, I don't know, that's not like the Florida I grew up in. Florida where people were like eating oranges and shit. Like, I remember like, this orange when I was little, and I had like cartoon characters inside of it, and oranges, and it was all it sold. They just sold oranges, and I was like, wow. It was like this 8-year-old me, like, wow, oranges, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, I only know corn because I'm from Chicago. We got a lot of corn, but oranges, wow, that was like, and we'd listen to like Goit in the pool while we look at the beach. We'd be playing with a little inflatable volleyball and stuff. Like that's the Florida I grew up in. The sort of kitschy, silly, get some ice cream and like an ice cream, like a little ice cream parlor that looks like an ice cream cone. That kind of like Florida. The Waffle House. Wow, I want Waffle House America to come back.
Yeah.
I want that Florida to come back because like they sort of like trying to make Florida, Texas, a right wing place. Like Miami's like the gayest place in America. Like Florida, like Wilton Manors or whatever is like the gayest town in America after San Francisco. I just don't like the idea that like yeah, like Florida doesn't have gay people. It's like what they say about Russia. Russia doesn't have any gay people. It's like yeah, because they're all dead. You know, I just I just don't like Florida becoming some like weird like boomer reactionary place. Because for me, it's been like a really. I mean, there's mini golf courses. I love mini golf. Florida's like the mini golf capital, if you ask me. Um, you know, I I love Florida, and I don't like that people are trying to turn it into like this weirdo place. 'Cause I want people to be more.
Yeah. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah,
I wonder how much of that is um like I wonder if this still would have been the case 20 years ago if you had been a trans person of the same age like then. Like I wonder if it's kind of a
there's
culture
a
war
lot about
issue.
it.
Oh, wait, you're lagging. What'd you say?
There was a law about it then, and I hate the Cold War issue. I mean, whether or not people are like nice, and it should not be a referendum on like how Christian country is. Like, actually, a Christian country should treat trans with dignity. It's not for the more Christian belief to like be like, yeah, we should imprison trannies. Like, that's not a Christian belief. That's just like a reactionary right wing thing. Like
Yeah.
most like you gotta love your neighbors, you gotta love your enemies, and like yeah.
Yeah. And how has this changed the way you're going to act in the future? if it has at all, positive or negative, I guess.
I mean, this has changed my life. Like, I'm famous now.
Yeah,
Like, I'm going to New York in a couple of weeks to talk to people because people invited me to New York. They're gonna fly me out. I'm like,
yeah,
cool. Like, I mean, I've been to New York before, but it was only a couple months ago. I was in, don't cringe, but I was in Times Square. I was, do you know what Times Square is?
not really. I
Oh,
know what
it's like,
Times Square is, but
no, Dimes Square, like Soft House kind of people. I was hanging out with them, but um, yeah, yeah, I'm excited for that. I guess I'm famous on the internet. I have like thousands of followers, which is something
yeah,
new to me.
I saw you went up like 4,000 overnight. You're cutting out. What
I
were you saying?
have. So I'm checking my Twitter right now. I have now. I'm at 3.7 thousand, almost 3.8, because it's like 3,793 as we record this, which is a lot.
Base. Yeah.
Especially considering I had like 50 yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In Florida, is that like a podcast or like is that like a big like TV thing?
What?
You
What did
said
you
you're getting
say?
flown out in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm going to New York.
Yeah, is that for like a podcast or like a TV show kind of interview or
I'm
like
going to a comedy.
unrelated?
I'm going to a comedy
Oh,
show. Yeah.
like to be in it?
Yeah, I'm like gonna be a guest, I guess, which is
Oh,
cool.
based.
I don't really know much of what's going on. So many people keep DMing me to like appear on their stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I want to. Like, I only have so much time
Yeah.
today, but like tomorrow, I plan on like I'm gonna text people tonight or message people on Twitter. They're like, yeah, I wanna meet up and talk to everyone, like because a lot of people are messaging me a lot.
Yeah. When you're in New York, you should hit up there's this
You
like
cut out,
YouTube trans news show
but you cut out,
and
cut out, cut out.
oh my gosh. I said when you're in New York, you should hit up this like trans news show. It might actually be the one that invited you, but I forget the name now. But it's like these three trans women and they will like I don't know. I'll send you a link. But
Yeah, DM them to DM me.
I am not friends with them. So
Oh,
I
okay.
can't get you on
Yeah,
that
send me the
one.
link.
I can get you on
Like,
other ones. I can't get you on that one.
okay, send me the link. Yeah, get me on whatever, man. Like promote me because I don't really like. I'm starting to get a little bit of voice. I'm starting to get a little bit of pull. I'm starting to get some followers, but like, I have a really relatively small account compared to like, because I just don't have connections really. Like I have followers, but I don't have connections. I don't even have that many followers compared to like, I mean, millions and millions of people have seen articles about me. Like
Yeah.
probably, like I was talking in the grocery store today. I was like, I whispered to the guy when I was picking out my salad. I'm like, I'm kind of shocked. I'm all spooked out because I just became famous. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you know that trans girl who got arrested for using the women's bathroom? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, that's me. He's like, really? It's like, wow. I'm like, really now? Or people like are like they don't even believe it's me? I'm like, wow. Like
Yeah.
I was never famous like my entire life. And now I'm like famous. I'm like, whoa, like it's
I'm
like
sure that's
new.
a bit of like shell shock for you. Going
Oh
from
yeah.
like completely unknown online to all of a
And
sudden like
I don't want to be one of those people who's like, well, I'm just like who just ignores people who like care about and are like commenting and messaging. So I try to respond to a lot of stuff, but like again, I don't have that much time, and like I'd have to be responding
yeah.
all the time. But like everyone's DMing me, everyone's messaging me, and I appreciate this love and support. Like to anyone's listening, and if I didn't respond, like just DM me again
She
or
hates
whatever.
you. She hates you if she didn't respond to you personally. I
Vivian
mean it.
Wilson,
I'm not even being sarcastic.
Vivian Wilson, I heard you call me a badass bitch. Hit me up. I would love to be friends with you. I would love to. I love to. Yeah. I don't know where you
Oh my
live.
god. You
I would
should
love
talk.
to.
You should try to talk to her because I bet she could get you on Hassan's stream. Hassan Piker.
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. I have a threads, but it doesn't have any followers. I should probably post more on threads. I don't have any posts on threads. I just have my
Yeah, I
name.
don't know
I
how
have,
you would get her attention, but I know she knows Hassan. So if you can talk to her, she can probably hook you up with Hassan.
yeah. Actually, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Well, good luck. And if she thinks
Okay.
you're the baddest bitch, you probably have a chance. So
Oh my gosh, dude. I would love, she's like, she's so cool. I think my friend was actually talking about her the other day, and she was like, "Yeah, she's
Yeah.
cool." And she's a bigger fan of her than even I am. And so I'm the biggest person I fangirl for is Hunter Schafer. I love her. I would love to be a model. I feel like that'd be so cool. I don't know if I'm pretty enough, but I would love to be a model. But
What do you like? Is that what you want to do, or like, what's your like
yeah,
your
actually,
your your track, your dream
modeling
track?
agency, modeling agencies call me. Like you can find out my stuff. Like you can DM me, text DM me. Like I mean, honestly, that would be the great that would be the greatest thing to come out of this. Like I guess I would love to get on news networks. News networks DM me. Like I would love to just do stuff with this. I don't know where it's going yet, but I would love to become a model. I'd love to be an actress. I'd love
Yeah,
to do non-trans stuff too. I would love to be a pundit as well. Like yeah, like for real.
a political
Like
pundit.
yeah, sure, why not?
True. Stick your
I mean,
fingers
I'm
in
not
all the pies. Might as well.
might as well. Like for real. I could be like Dash Nekrasova or something. I don't know. Like for
Real.
real. Yeah, just DM me people because like I'm actually pretty easy to reach. DM me on Twitter, like for real.
Yeah. Um, based. Okay, I have a couple more questions. I have a couple.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody said hi to you from their friend Celine. That wasn't a question, but I did say that I
Wait,
would tell them.
like a Celine that
I
I know.
probably not, but maybe. This is the
Okay.
internet, and trans people tend to know each other on here somehow.
Oh, not I don't know a true name Celine. I only know a cis woman.
Okay, in that
I
case,
don't
probably not
really
the
know
same
trans
person.
people IRL because there's just like
Hmm.
I don't really go to trans events. Nothing against them, but I usually just kind of hang out with my group of friends that I have, and none of them are trans. So I'm the pick me trans girl.
Oh my gosh, not the pick me, not the self-identified pick me.
I'm a pick
Oh my
me.
gosh. Okay, so somebody said, I think one question that has been weighing on me, does she think that there's a perfect solution to the debate of trans women in women's spaces? As someone who's pretty pro-trans women in desired gender bathrooms and potentially physical sports, not being gendered but separated with different factors in mind, the one that gets me the most is the prison debate, despite my best answer being a complete revamp and reform of our punishment system in the US.
Yeah, I
That
don't
was a
think
lot, but
I don't think transgender like females who are sex offenders should be in women's prisons. I don't believe that. But I think if you commit like a white collar crime, like I don't think you should be in a man's prison. Like didn't get raped. Like you're not gonna if you commit like insurance
you stole
fraud or stuff,
bread. Go get V coded.
go get. I don't want to get V code. I don't want to get raped, which is something that really could happen to me.
I
So
know. That's
uh,
so scary.
yeah, I
I
mean it
hope that
is.
doesn't happen to you. Like, Jesus.
It could. I'm not gonna like sure cut and be like, oh, I'll be fine because I probably won't be fine. But
Yeah.
that's life. Yeah.
That's terrifying, though. I
It's
hope
better
everything
not to
goes.
think about it.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I guess I'm curious if there was anything you wanted to talk about that like I didn't really question you about, or just kind of like open ended, open space.
Um, yeah, like model agency call me. Like I'd love to be a model. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm
If you're a
pretty
modeling
enough, but
agency watching this,
I'm
call
the
her.
perfect. I'm 5'11. I'm 5'11.
She's
I'm 5'11.
5'11", and you know she's not
Um,
lying on her bio, unlike those dating apps.
yeah, I'm like I'm in the very low 20s BMI. I won't say my exact BMI because I feel like that'd be weird, but like I'm
That
very
would
low
be
20s
crazy if you
BMI.
just bust out the BMI.
Yeah, like anyone who wants to give me on my shows, DM me on Twitter. Like I'll go on, like for real. Like I go on everything. Like yeah, Vivian Wilson, hit me up. Like
Real. So you're just doing
and yeah,
like a media court before your court date, or like are you restricted from talking about it, or like
I'm supposed to not talk about the legal aspects of it too much.
got
So
you,
I have
got
to
you,
be
got you,
careful.
got you.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I probably should say less than I do, but yeah,
Yeah. Well, damn.
God
Well, good
bless. Yeah,
luck. I don't
yeah,
have any other questions, but I really appreciate you talking with
no
me.
doubt.
I do wish you the best of luck. I'll DM you. I'll probably cut the recording like here, but